folks. I'll be right with you. I have to do half the damn stuff around this place. I'm gone one day. You think anybody takes care of anything when I'm gone? Hold on just a minute. I'll be right there. What the hell? Oh, excuse me. Let me get my music off, everything like that. Oh. I'm glad I was able to make it. Good morning, folks. Good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show, the voice of rural America. One day, I leave one day. I'm going to tell you now, if I ever come back and find my Reagan diary in the floor, this is the last time. It never touches the floor. It can go to the shelf. Oh my God, I'm going to have to get the Rock'em Sock'em robots out today. We got a lot going on. Where's Rose? We have social media. She's on special assignment. She's been gone 2 days. That's enough. Sam is in here. Richie is in here. Rose is out on special assignment, if that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it special assignment. That is a special assignment. Anyhow, I'm your host, BKP. We're going to get the Rock'em Sock'em robots out. That's coming real close. We're going to have, what do you want to call it? Like Thursday's main event with Rock'em Sock'em robots every Thursday at 9. We'll set them up right here. We'll clear the table. They'll set perfectly. For all you kids out there, this is what the hell we did before Xbox. You're sitting over there with Xbox. This is what we did. You know, this is what we did with our thumbs, okay? We'll show you one day for all you kids out there. The original fighting robots. This could be considered cyberbullying. Scoring a knockout since 1964. Sorry. But I think we'll have let's have this because I'm not in on Wednesdays. I'll explain that in a minute, folks. I'm not in on Wednesdays, so I think we should, because I always come back in a great mood like you see now on Thursday mornings. So I think we should have 9 a.m. every Thursday morning, the Rock'em Sock'em Robot Battle Royale. The Battle Royale.
Let's have a tournament.
Yeah. So you have to name your opponent. Like I'll be Donald Trump every week, and you have to name your opponent anyway. So
I'm Barnacle.
No, this is Donald Trump smacking Mitch McConnell around, right? Okay, let's move on from that. Let's get serious. Yes, I do. I have apple bread in here. Sam has threatened that if I turn my head, the rest of it's going. So I got to watch. If you look and we come back from a segment or a break and the apple bread is missing off the desk, Sam did it. We won't have to look long and hard. But I got my R&A Orchard apple bread. I got my apple chips this morning. It's really good. I'm sorry. I got to have my breakfast and talk to you too. All right, folks. We got a lot going on. It's Thursday. You know, let me tell you something in there in the control booth, if you're listening. I'm going to put a sign up. Please throw nothing at the host. Okay, we're going to back off and throw it. Flying objects are running around here. Next thing I'm going down the hall to comb my hair. I always run down to comb my hair real quick before the show starts. I go and I just say hello in there. Next thing I know, I get hit with something. No flying objects, okay? Put up the signs. All right, we got a lot ahead of us. Thank you very much. I'm your host, BKP. If you would like to reach us, we have a lot of fun on the show, but we get into some serious subjects that we really think that if you're watching our show and you're watching it daily, and we hope you are, and you're telling your friends about us, we get into some subjects here that I give some guarantees, okay, that we get into some subjects that 2 weeks from now, the average is about 2 weeks from now, sometimes it's 2 or 3 days, sometimes it's 2 or 3 weeks, but the average is about 2 weeks from the time you hear it here, it starts developing. You start saying, I think I was Somebody was talking about that not long ago. Now, we don't have a really deep, we're a small operation, fyntv.com, fetchernews.com. We're the fastest growing in North Georgia news source. We are that, and we know that for a fact. The numbers show it. But we're a small operation. We've not achieved the greatness of MSNBC. I'm sorry, I had to say it that way. But we don't have the 20 producers, and we don't have anybody running to get copy on something or researching like some of the other people. So what you hear is what we research here. You help. I'm just all over the place. Let me really start out by saying thank you. You send news tips, you send research, you send so many things. So I got to say thank you to the viewers. You are the biggest help I have on a daily basis, okay? And I will tell you, now, how this comes across, I don't know. I don't really know how I come across on the air. I don't. I really don't. I have no idea. And I don't care. Anyhow, but the point is, sometimes I will have people say, where do you come up with that? Or where did you hear that? Or how do you find all this? You help so much. You help me so much throughout the day with so many things that you're out there researching, and you're helping me keep up with it. And my commitment to you is I will look at the research, review it, and I will bring it to the people. And I will. That's always my commitment. If you want to send me anything at any time, you can send it to chief@fetchernews.com. That's chief@fetchernews.com. If you would like to text the show while it's live, Sam is over there just waiting for you to text something so she can tell me about it. 706-889-9700. That's 706-889-9700. Follow us on Facebook. Find our Facebook page, Fetcher News. Follow us on Twitter at FYNTV at Fetcher News. So many ways. If you will subscribe to our YouTube channel, anytime we are live or doing a live event or we post a new video, you'll get a notification. All right. Do not. I want to say this, and I want this remembered, Richie. I want it remembered. Because I know some of you out there are going to say this is too soon. All right? But, you're going to say too soon. You know that it's that thing where it's too soon to say this, but I have to say it because it's on my mind, and I got to put it out there, and I want it on tape today. All right, on 9/21/2017. Okay, the bankrupt territory of Puerto Rico is in the dark. Now listen to me. All right, they're in the dark. The bankrupt. Okay, the bankrupt Puerto Rico is in the dark. Now, first and foremost, we want to wish everyone in the territory of Puerto Rico that they're safe. Wish them well. For Puerto Rico, the people to recover. Our thoughts and prayers do sincerely go to the people of Puerto Rico. I think it was Hurricane Maria, direct hit. Supposedly, this island's totally in the dark, Puerto Rico. Now, that being said, it's the bankrupt island. So we have done more than most news networks. Okay, we have done more than most news networks, or have brought the subject up way before several others about Puerto Rico being bankrupt and wanting to be able to default on their debt. I'm going to say off the top of my head, I don't have it pulled up, so don't scrutinize me if I'm, give or take $1 billion. I mean, it's our damn government, right? Give or take $1 billion, $1 trillion. We're $20 trillion plus other liabilities, plus a little on the side over here, plus this part that we're not talking about. What do we got? $200 trillion in liabilities, but anyhow. But the point is, Puerto Rico wants to default on the $91 billion, right? $91 billion, and they've had to defer payments, and they cannot make payments on their bonds, and so on and so forth. And we have the state of Illinois, so many more. New Jersey, Illinois, the list goes on. That can't wait for Congress. See, states cannot file bankruptcy. Let's not get down that road. We got a lot to do today. But we have Illinois with no S, my friend out there. Illinois, we have New Jersey, we have everybody out there, several states, just waiting for Congress to do something to allow Puerto Rico to default on their debt. Now, the minute Puerto Rico defaults on their debt, okay, because they have, they want to see something written in a bailout, and then they can take over. Watch the tricky language of hurricane funding to rebuild the island, okay? Watch tricky language in there that may allow them to bankrupt this territory at the same time we rebuild the island. Because you're getting ready to spend billions of dollars rebuilding Puerto Rico, okay? They don't have enough money to pay the phone bill next month. Now, I'm sorry, you might say, this is too soon. I understand. I just want to go on the record to watch the language that Congress puts together, because how can you argue without sending funds to Puerto Rico to rebuild the island? I wanted that on record this morning. All right. So, Obamacare, all right? Folks, let me say one more thing, and we'll get into this a little later. Now, at 9 o'clock, I'm going to talk about Fannin County, 9 o'clock, so you can tell your friends out there. At 9 o'clock, I'm going to talk about Fannin County and the city of Blue Ridge, the city of Blue Ridge election. I'm in a mood just to give my opinion. You know, well, hell, that's 7 days a week, right? But today I'm really just in a mood to give my opinion on a couple things. So at 9 o'clock, I'm going to do that. Yeah, that's exactly right. Fannin County Commissioners, you're going to hear my opinion on that. You're going to hear my opinion, like it or not. Fannin County Commissioners, Blue Ridge City Council, Fannin County Sheriff's Office, Blue Ridge City Police Department. Johnny, I hope you're watching. You know, Johnny's gotten to the point he won't even wave to me when I go through town. Well, anyhow. So, that's at 9 o'clock. I've just decided, I got up and said, you know, I'm just going to give my opinion on a couple things there. So 9 o'clock, we're going to do that. Obamacare, folks. There's a couple things I want to put out this morning on this Obamacare. First of all, you know it, I know it, and the American people know it. Who said that? That's your trivia of the day. Who said that? You know it, I know it. It was a campaign slogan. It was something on the campaign trail this guy said over and over and over. Who said, you know it, I know it, and the American people know it? Tell me who said that. I bet you can't do that. Yeah, you're Googling it right now. Who the hell can't Google that? Just like that. I'll tell you in a minute. So you know it, I know it, and the American people know it, that you cannot trust nothing about Lindsey Graham and the McCain. The Mac. So supposedly, Lindsey Graham has this Obamacare repeal. Now, I will tell you this. I absolutely enjoy, now this is going to be a shocker to you, I enjoy politics. All right, now that I enjoyed politics. Now that I've given you enough time to gasp as bad as when they were sitting at the UN and Trump said socialism is the problem. Oh, I mean, they gasped worse than Minka on the morning show there at MSNBC when he said socialism and communism. That set him off. Did he say in a UN speech, radical Islamic terrorist? Wow. Anyhow, damn. Did he say they headed straight for hell? Wow. All right, anyhow, so Lindsey Graham, I love politics. It's like a whiteboard. I mean, Trump's a real X's and O guy. You come in, it's like you're playing, who are you playing Friday night? You can put Trump up on the whiteboard and you can just start putting the X's and O's. I mean, you know, Trump's like, most of the times he's got nobody blocking for him. He hikes the ball his damn self because ain't nobody got, ball. Deflate balls. Deflate balls. Oh, that was Deflategate where the balls were deflated. Let me see if I can put this together. It's like the Kevin Bacon game. Everything goes back. So let's see. The balls were deflated. It was like Deflategate. That's the New England Patriots. Tom Brady's balls were deflated. Footballs, damn it. And so that reminds me, the media, I think their balls are deflated right now. Their footballs. I mean, just comparable because of the wiretapping. I mean, did you watch just the air come out of the ball as they started hearing Paul Manafort was wiretapped? Okay, anyhow, getting back to Trump. Trump usually hikes the ball himself. He sends his own tweets out. He snaps the ball to himself, runs the ball. I mean, the dude throws it. He's down 20 yards and he catches it. I swear to God, you might think this analogy is wild, but if you're trying to figure out what this guy's doing on a daily basis, it is actually, I mean, it's sad in some cases for our country where we're at. It's devastating where we're at in this country on so many things, okay? And in this world, it really is. But if you look at the other side, hey, it's enjoyable to come in here and try to do the X's and O's with Donald Trump. I mean, it is. It makes the day. Every day goes by. So Lindsey Graham, who trusts this guy? Here's the thing I want to get serious about. This is very serious. They have a new repeal Obamacare, and it's real simple. I'm not going to do a 2-hour segment. I'm not going to split down what it does for the governors. I'm not going to drill down on what states are happy. I'm not going to drill down on what senators are happy, which ones are sad. I'm not drilling down on any of that. I mean, this just gets 2 or 3 minutes. First of all, it's a lie. There's no repeal. The Senate is not going and repealing Obamacare, okay? Not at all. Not going to happen. Even if they pass what Lindsey Graham does, that's not going to happen. All right, it's not repeal. It doesn't matter. Now, my caution to you is, what is the government covering up now? And I have to tell you, what are they covering up now? Because our government loves smoke screens. They love to send out the smoke screen, okay? So they could do something underhanded. Well, if they're in D.C., it's underhanded on a daily basis. But our government loves to send out a smoke screen. So they could do something underhanded that maybe you and I do not get a report from, Wall Street, New York Times, Washington Post, all of those great news organizations, right? That we do not get the news of what's really happening. Now, there's something I haven't heard very much on, and I've been paying attention. The last Obamacare, and we may see this because it's going to be next week. They stage it. They say the Obamacare repeal. They said that they're trying to get a vote together for next week. So that gives all the media a good 5-6 days to start the smoke screen. This is all an effort, and they're all joined together. Republicans, Democrats, media, all the corruption's tied together, folks. There's no separation in this corruption. So they send out the smoke screen for 6 days. You're going to hear CBO score. I'm tired of that crap, okay? You're going to hear the CBO. You're going to hear they're rushing it to the floor and they're not going to debate it. You're going to hear... Let me tell you what I've not heard that much of. Maybe you have, you could tell me. How much money is in there for opiate addiction treatment? Now, why is opiate addiction important on Monday and not Tuesday, and Wednesday and not Thursday? Why do they hype it up only at certain times? Okay? So, it's real simple. Senator Paul Ryan said there will be no repeal. This is not a repeal of Obamacare. You cannot trust any bill that Lindsey Graham brings to the floor as a repeal of Obamacare. And this is where I'm not 100%, okay? So I'm not going to bring you information or I'll give you my opinion, but I'm not going to bring you information until I put some of the X's and O's on the board, because I don't know 100% where Senator Graham is going with this, but Senator Graham is overheard on a phone call imploring colleagues to vote for GOP health bill. In an overheard phone call Wednesday, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham leaned on fellow senator to back his GOP health bill despite all its imperfections. Graham called the ObamaCare repeal bill he co-authored a historical opportunity and asserted, "We are going to vote. Everyone will be held accountable." Graham made his comments on a cell phone in front of a passenger at Reagan National Airport before he boarded a flight. A reference to working for Arizona suggests Graham was talking to his good friend John McCain. Graham's office did not dispute the quotes nor confirm who he had called. McCain is a key holdout. Now, I tell you, right? You remember the last Obamacare repeal Senate bill? It was almost like they flew John McCain in on a stretcher. It was a medical flight. I mean, I'm sorry, folks. You might think I'm insensitive, okay? And you might think I'm talking about a war hero and all of this and that. But the media led us to believe that John McCain was battling this brain tumor and he was undergoing surgery. And it was just a tragic health crisis in his life, but he would manage to get, be on life support and get himself to the plane, and they would roll him in on a gurney, and he would go up and give a thumbs down, and everyone would cheer because he was so heroic. Now, isn't that about the way the media painted John McCain's trip to Washington, D.C. to vote no on the first supposedly repeal bill? So Lindsey Graham is going to be the hero to the media darlings because he will get the dramatic John McCain walking up and voting yes. Really? Come on, folks. It's not repeal. It's not replace. It's nothing. And we are not doing anything on Obamacare, period. Even if this passes, don't get all excited because what does it have? It has the establishment's fingerprints all over it. And you're not going to convince me this morning of all mornings that they're going to repeal Obamacare, certain people up there in D.C. Clapper. Do you think Clapper would lie? Do you think James would tell a lie? I mean, I don't know if he would or not. Now, the wiretapping, I made a little joke there, the wiretapping. Now, you remember, because I'm going to come back from a break, we're going to do several videos. And we're going to do a couple videos for a reason that, just to prove, it doesn't matter if you're at Fox, it doesn't matter where you're at. You were told by somebody, okay? You were told by Deep State, you were told by the dark side every day how to fall in line. How to fall in line on any given day to oppose Donald Trump. And what have we said here? Every single thing, when the President of the United States comes out and he says something very direct, okay? And he comes out and he does that, we always say, wait for it. Wait for it. Because Trump said Obama wiretapped him. The media went berserk. You know what? I'm watching MSNBC. Before I go to my first break, I'm watching MSNBC this morning. I got my apple chips. I need to get a break so I can eat some apple bread, chips. So I'm watching MSNBC this morning, and it seems like it was just last week. Now, they were doing the if all else fails, go back to Russia, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you, this is for my all-star panel on Fridays, because I'm going to say I got a little disagreement, but, there was some discussion on could Trump fire Mueller. I have said all along, everybody that has discussed Mueller, Special Counsel Mueller's credibility and how he's above reproach and how he's, he is just a guy, he's a man of character, and he's all the above, everything that goes with it. And how it would just be devastating the country, and it would be a disaster if Trump thought about firing Mueller. Mueller is as corrupt as James Comey, as the rest of them. We don't need a Russian investigation on their involvement in our 2016 election. We need a thorough investigation on the FBI. A thorough investigation on the FBI, the corruption there, and their attempt. Was it treason? Is that the word for it? Something like that? I'll check it out during the break. But you know what? Every time Trump does something, it comes back. Now, it seems like this morning they have all this new bombshell information in MSNBC that, according to them, if all else fails, go back to the Russian investigation. So they really talked down about the President of the United States just this morning. I mean, they are tearing the president up. They won't talk about his UN speech, and I'll tell you why. They won't talk about it. But they're tearing him up on the Russia this morning. Does it seem like it was just last week that the media had Donald Trump as a bipartisan hero? Wasn't it just last week that government may be working again? Wasn't it just last week that the reaching across the aisle was just something that was so great, and the president had Chuck and Nancy out for dinner? Wasn't that just last week? Mr. President, that will never change, and they don't like you, and they will not like you. But then again, who wrote that UN speech? I'd like to know. Who influenced that UN speech? I'd like to know. Kind of interesting, because there was I'm watching the whole UN speech, right? I'm thinking, whoa. If Bannon's out of the White House and Sebastian Gorka's out of the White House, I mean, if these people are leaving in droves out of the White House, who's telling Trump to think that way? I'm your host, BKP. Look, 9 o'clock, Fannin County Commissioners, Fannin County Sheriff Office, Blue Ridge City Police, Blue Ridge election. You know, when I do that segment, I'm pretty much guaranteed they won't be a damn person like me after that. It's possible. You'll have to tune in. Take us a break, Richie.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Days Chevrolet in Jasper is dropping the hammer. Over $11,000 off MSRP on new Silverados. Just look what we've done to the price on this new LT Crew Cab. Save over $11,000 and pay just $32,500. And Days Chevy is dropping the hammer in a big way on all new Chevy Malibus. Save over $6,500 and pay just $17,900. The savings are real and they're big at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there. All I do is win.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Jacob Bryant. We're up here at Schottenkirk Ford. Just want to let you know we'll be putting on a concert September 16th right here in Jasper, Georgia. Also want to give a big shout out to my boy Billy for selling me this new Ford F-150 FX4, man. Thank you so much. And also, since I'm here, I might as well do a little promotion for them there. Every new truck, you get a brand new Summit Viper deer stand if you're an outdoorsman like me, so maybe show them the deer stand just to prove to them we're not telling them a fib here. So there you go, guys. Come see us September 16th. We love you. Take care.
All right, folks, I'm eating apple chips, R&A Orchard apple bread, and Sam's trying to apologize for throwing things at me this morning. You're not? I thought that's why I got the apple butter. I thought that's why you were nice for just a second. No? Oh, well, I got apple butter out of the deal. Whatever happened, whatever took place, I got some apple butter. I better put my bread down here. I'm your host, Meat KP. All right, take that out of my ear, please. So, anyhow, all right. Donald Trump, here, I want to paint this picture because nobody will talk about, not nobody, but this wiretapping, okay, and unmasking. The investigation is totally wrong. Do I think the Russians bought some bots? Yes. Do I think that, and what I mean by that, do I think they ran some phony Facebook accounts? Yes. I think I get so many phony foreign Facebook friend request. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, if you start really going through the phony foreign Facebook accounts, it's enormous. So do I think the Russians did that? Yes. Do I think the Russians had bots retweet? But yeah, yes, but it's happening in this country all the time, every day. There's bots retweeting, and I don't have time to go into details on that. Do I think the Russians are doing things concerning cyber warfare that we've been in for quite some time? We've been in a war just because we don't think of it as conventional, but there's been a war for quite some time. Do I think that we're in that? Yes. Do I think the Chinese have all the information they have today because Bill Clinton, called and asked for their mailing address? Yes. And that's not a joke. I mean, literally, might as well. Bill said, hey, get me those people over there in China on the phone. Get me on the phone. What's your mailing address? 'Cause I got some stuff I want to send over to you. It's really going to escalate so many things in the next 25 years that it'll just be something take us away daily, and nobody will ever be able to see Hillary and I taking in all this money around the world while you, the Chinese, are keeping people diverted. Do I think Bill Clinton asked for the mailing address and the Chinese have so many of our secrets? Yes. That being said, the investigation is totally wrong. The investigation needs to be of Mueller. There's a word that I think they have to take out. I mean, there's no such thing as perjury anymore. There's not. I mean, now, I will tell you, you can't lie to the FBI. If you start looking up Scooter Libby, okay, Scooter Libby was the fall guy. Look that up. And we told you early on, everybody told you, many of the talk shows you listen to throughout the day are going to tell you that, you know what, they're not going to stop. Mueller has to validate his existence. They have to. You don't appoint special counsel. You don't spend millions, hundreds of millions of dollars of the American people's money, without trying to pass off that you got something for it. So the direction is all wrong, okay? There should have been the special counsel, I guess, because there was no way we should have ever had the FBI. Now, you want to talk about dismantling something. We need to dismantle the FBI down to the ground and build it back up, okay? Build it back up, all right? And I know some people think that that's really a concept that's just really out there, what I'm saying, but we should have just, dismantled the FBI, built it back up. That being said, the investigation's wrong direction. Wiretapping. They've always made fun of your president of the United States. Always have made fun. Now, let's go to Trump said Obama had Trump Tower wiretapped. And this got MSNBC talking about him being delusional. He's not talking about his mental state. I mean, they did everything when this wiretap came out. There's a whole collusion. So let's play the Chuck Todd video with Clapper on this one. Let's get started on that one.
Welcome back. Earlier this week, the New York Times reported that in the dying days of the Obama presidency, White House officials took steps to spread information about Russia's attempt to undermine the presidential election. Why? Well, one reason given was to make it easier for government investigators, in particular Congress, to uncover that truth. Well, James Clapper, a career intelligence officer, was the director of national intelligence for more than 6 years under President Obama. He spearheaded the report that was released in January that concluded that the Russians hacked the Democratic National Committee emails and interfered with the 2016 election. And Mr. Clapper joins me now. Welcome, sir, to Meet the Press.
Thanks, Chuck, for having me.
Let me start with the president's tweets yesterday. This idea that maybe President Obama ordered an illegal wiretap of his offices. If something like that happened, would this be something you would be aware of?
I would certainly hope so. I can say, obviously I can't speak officially anymore, but I will say that for the part of the national security apparatus that I oversaw as DNI, there was no such wiretap activity mounted against the president-elect at the time, or as a candidate, or against his campaign. I can't speak for other Title III authorized entities in the government or a state or local entity.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if the FBI, for instance, had a FISA court order of some sort for a surveillance, would that be information you would know or not know?
Yes.
You would be told this?
I would know that.
If there was a FISA court order on something like this?
Something like this, absolutely.
And at this point, you can't confirm or deny whether that exists?
I can deny it.
There is no FISA court order?
Not to my knowledge.
Of anything at Trump Tower?
No.
Well, that's an important revelation at this point. Let me ask you this. Does intelligence exist that can definitively answer the following question, whether there were improper contacts between the Trump campaign and Russian officials?
We did not include any evidence in our report.
Now, I'm busy eating my apple bread here and apple butter, but I can multitask. Clapper, do you think Clapper would lie? Now, a couple things I want to pick up on the wiretapping here. Clapper spearheaded this research, this report, spearheaded. FISA court order. Now, it is very difficult. I read an article this morning on. I read an article this morning. Let's see if I can find it. It's an article that if we don't get to today, extraordinary and worrisome. Wall Street Journal demands to know how FBI meddled in the 2016 election. Okay, when Donald Trump claimed in March that he had been been wiretapped prior to the election, the press and Obama's offices dismissed the accusations as fantasy. We were among the skeptics. I was among them. But with former Director James Comey politicized FBI, the story is getting more complicated. CNN reported Monday, I felt the air go right out of their balls Monday. I mean, you know, like Deflategate. CNN, because CNN is the one that made the most fun of it. CNN reported Monday that the FBI obtained a warrant last year to eavesdrop on Paul Manafort, Mr. Trump's campaign manager, from May to August 2016. The story claims the FBI's wiretapped Mr. Manafort in 2014 while investigating his work as a lobbyist for the Ukraine's ruling party. The warrant lapsed, but the FBI convinced the court that administers the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA court, to issue a second order as part of the probe into the Russian meddling into the election. Guess who has lived in a condo in Trump Tower since 2006? Paul Manafort. Paul Manafort has lived there. Now, let's go back to the liar. He's a liar. It's been confirmed, okay? James Clapper's a liar. I'm telling you, folks. And the thing you got to remember is when this took place, the media got the smoke screen. They got sold the smoke screen immediately. And what I'm always interested in is who is the man behind the curtain, or the woman, could be, don't want to discriminate, who is the, or transgender. Who the hell's behind the corner, the curtain, that is pulling the strings that sets up all the smoke screens that they deliver to you and I. And I'm not joking, I'm being very serious. Because as soon as this hit, as soon as the wiretapping tweet went out, there was an immediate, a fantasy, a Trump fantasy, okay? I mean, it wasn't a network one, including Fox, we'll show that in a minute. There was nobody out there that did not go after Trump on this. So who sends out the umbrella smoke signal that everybody reads from the talking points, including Fox News, folks? And there's some people over at Fox that you like, and I know that. There's some people over at Fox that I like. You know that too. Who sends out the smoke signal? Now, let's go back to Clapper, the liar. He's absolutely a liar. He spearheaded this for Obama. FISA court order. FISA court order is very serious, okay? And second, it's very hard to get, and it is extremely hard. It goes to new levels to get when you want to wiretap a presidential candidate. Now that's really tough for a judge to do. And supposedly, Fusion GPS, we've done right here on this show. You got to take your own time to go look that up. But Fusion GPS, remember what's his name with the dossier? Steele, Michael Steele, okay, former intelligence over there in Britain, okay, wrote the Russian dossier, all right. He said, I can deny that. I can deny it. Because, see, he said, Chuck Todd said, but if there would have been a FISA court warrant for this, would you know about it? Absolutely. Absolutely. I would know about it. He said he would know about it, right? If there was a wiretap for Trump Tower, he would know about it. He confirmed that. I can deny it. Was there anything in Trump Tower? I can deny that. No, not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. Now, let's go briefly, and I know I'm jumping around, so if it takes a minute to get it ready, let's go to Clapper lied to Congress, to the Senate, okay? Department of National Intelligence there. Tell me when you got Clapper lied to the Senate, okay? This should be Clapper's greatest hits. All right, play that, when Clapper lied to the Senate.
So what I wanted to see is if you could give me a yes or no answer to the question, does the NSA collect any type of data at all on millions or hundreds of millions of Americans?
No, sir.
It does not.
Not wittingly. There are cases where they could inadvertently, perhaps, collect, but not wittingly.
Not wittingly. I apologize for using this term, derogatory term. This is where you take not wittingly and you translate it into dimwit. Okay? All right. Not wittingly. Did the NSA collect data on the American citizens? No, we did not. He's a liar. He didn't embellish. I get so tired of that. He didn't mishandle the truth. They weren't mistruths. It's a lie. Okay? It is absolutely a lie. Now, the not wittingly, all right? Now, let's look at, let's just do this one, this other one. Clapper admits to unmasking Trump. Okay? He admits to unmasking him. Tell me when you have that one ready. Okay? That's the one.
We're ready to go. We got it.
All right, do Clapper admits to unmasking Trump.
I want to discuss unmasking. Mr. Clapper and Ms. Yates, did either of you ever request the unmasking of Mr. Trump, his associates, or any member of Congress?
Yes, in one case I did. I can specifically recall, but I can't discuss it any further than that.
You can't. So if I ask you for details, you said you can't discuss that. Is that what you said?
Not here.
Okay. Ms. Yates, can you answer that question? Did you ever request unmasking of Mr. Trump, his associates, or any member of Congress?
No.
Question 2, did either of you ever review classified documents in which Mr. Trump, his associates, or members of Congress had been unmasked?
Oh, yes.
You have. Can you give us details here?
No, I can't.
Ms. Yates, have you?
Yes, I have, and no, I can't give you details.
Okay. Did either of you ever share information about unmasked Trump associates or members of Congress with anyone else?
Well, I'm thinking back over 6.5 years. I could have discussed it with either my deputy or my general counsel.
Okay. Ms. Yates?
In the
I could have discussed it. Did you see what a pause? Did you see the pause that that Clapper had to try to pull the thoughts of his next lie together? Did you see that? Hey, Richie, let me tell you what I'm doing next, and I'll tell you why. I've got the Fox News one, and I'm not starting that at the beginning. I'm starting it where Krauthammer starts talking. Krauthammer starts talking. It's his turn to talk about the wiretap. So if you could find that, it's a 6-minute. I think it's somewhere about 3 minutes in. If you could find that and then give me a thumbs up when you got that.
Yeah, we got it right after Schumer's statement, I believe.
Okay, yeah. Actually, put Schumer's statement in. Give me about 10 seconds of that. Now, let's go to this one here. Wait a minute. Clapper on that one right there, the unmasking. It took him so long because he couldn't remember. He probably told the Washington Post, New York Times or something. These people are the biggest liars. I mean, they are no good people. Bad people. Bad. I mean, these are people you warn your children about, and for many other reasons. Go ahead and play that one with Krauthammer.
There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. President Obama wiretapping Trump Tower did not happen. President Trump owes the American people and President Obama more than just an explanation, but an apology. He should admit he was wrong, stop the outlandish tweets, and get to work on behalf of the country. Charles.
That's the price of overshooting. There really is a case here, and Trey Gowdy, we would have expected it. He made the case, and he made it very strongly. There's only one crime that we know about. There was a crime in the unmasking and the leaking of the Flynn name. Who did it? What happened? Why? We don't know. But that is the only crime that's been established up until now, and Democrats are pretending that there are all other crimes of which nobody else has been able to vouch until now. If the president had not overshot with this ridiculous charge about the wiretap, that would have been a major discussion, and it might have dominated the discussion. Right now, the storyline is that the president was wrong. Everybody is now saying it. His own FBI director is saying it and speaking on behalf of all the Department of Justice, which is Trump's own Department of Justice, which makes Spicer look ridiculous because it's his own department saying the president is wrong. But that's the price of doing this kind of tweeting. I think as to the investigation of the collusion, I think the main story remains. As of today, there is zero evidence of it. And I think it's unlikely that...
Okay, this is the reason I wanted to play Charles Krauthammer is for a reason, a very specific reason, is because there's many on the conservative side that wait for 6 o'clock to get Charles Krauthammer's conservative intellectual thought. You know, the only thing Charles is missing is a pipe and an ascot, right? But you know, I'm not making fun for those out there. Mr. Krauthammer is in a wheelchair and is paralyzed, so I'm not making fun. I want to make sure I don't get all kinds of hate mail. Schumer said he owes the American people an apology. He owes Obama an apology. Ridiculous. Krauthammer said it was a ridiculous charge about the wiretap. Ridiculous. Okay? Now, I don't have anything here this morning that says actually Trump Tower was wiretapped. I don't have that piece of information. But boy, I've got a lot of smoke with Paul Manafort. There's accusations that they listened to the president speak to Paul Manafort. They did wiretap him, the FISA court. Do you think they just got a wiretap? If they had a FISA court order, do you think they just went out to his house? Or do you think they went everywhere they could get? They said, we got a court order. We're going to listen to Manafort no matter where he's at. Ridiculous charge about wiretapping. The president was wrong. Spicer looks ridiculous. This is from Krauthammer. And the reason I wanted to play that is because you knew that came from CNN. And you knew that came from MSNBC and George Stephanopoulos and Chuck Todd and Don Lemon and all the whack jobs on every one of those shows. You knew that already. But don't exempt Fox in some arenas. Fox gives the illusion at times they're conservative. They sell the illusion of bright colors, red, white, and blue, Fox, okay? And when, Fox sells an illusion and they've almost cleaned the stable out of the male horses there that they've moved along, not going any further on that. But that being said, let's go to the one with Don Lemon and Clapper. Tell me when you got that one ready.
It's ready.
All right. Wait. I don't want to do that one yet. Okay? I don't want to. My bad. Let's go to the FBI sees no evidence in wiretapping. FBI sees no evidence in wiretapping. Okay. Now, you ready?
We're frozen. I have to re-import it. That's the one from the Washington Examiner, right?
No. It's not. It says the name of it is FBI sees no evidence in wiretapping. We already played.
That's the Fox one we just played.
What?
Isn't that the Fox one we just played?
No. It's a 15-second video. Did I not send it to you?
I have one that says FBI sees no evidence of wiretapping, but it's
10 minutes.
10 minutes long.
Oh, that is the one. All right, circumstances have changed. I looked at it incorrectly. You are correct. I told the whole damn world. How much happier can you be? You're right. So let's go to the one where Don Lemon, like I originally asked, if you just listened to me in the first place. Let's go to the one where Don Lemon's talking to the liar Clapper.
Unfortunately, now that one is frozen.
All right, just get it back in there. Let me know when it's in there. But the point I'm going to get, the only thing I'm really going on with this morning is I just want you to see the smoke, all right? Okay? The wiretapping story is out. It's going to be out there, okay? The UN story is out there. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But what is the smoke that they are laying with Obamacare repeal, Republicans again, to hide something? What are they hiding? All right, so I just want to do one more before our break. You ready? Go with that one.
I say that the fact that Manafort was wiretapped proves that the president was right to accuse the former president of wiretapping him, and you were wrong. What's your response?
Well, I stand on that statement that you just replayed, and I cannot comment on the media reporting, which is all we have, about a FISA warrant allegedly lodged against Mr. Manafort. I can't comment on that. I will simply reiterate what I said in March, and I stand on that.
Yeah, and that there is, as far as Trump Tower being wiretapped, according to the president, you say what?
I stand on what I said on the 5th of March on Meet the Press, as you just replayed it.
Okay. So did you know, and I hate to keep, just for clarity, because there's been a lot of reporting on this, right? And people on especially those supporters of the president are saying, oh, here's proof. So did you know about a FISA warrant against Paul Manafort at the time?
I did not.
You did not. Okay.
And again, I have to say, only. Mm-hmm. And
I don't want to belabor that. Remember, did you know about a FISA order against Paul Manafort at the time? He would have known about it. He would have known about it. And what Clapper's comments were yesterday on CNN with Don Lemon, there, I have lawyered up. I have lawyered up. You see, we played you the clip from Chuck Todd. Remember that clip from Chuck Todd? We started with that. The reason we started with that and ended with that, he keeps telling you he will refer to that interview with Chuck Todd. He will not comment on anything else He's going to stay with that. That's lawyered up. James Clapper's a liar. Mueller needs to go. I've said it from day one. I don't care how upset you think the American people will be. I don't care if the polling numbers for Donald Trump drops to 10%. Don't care. I do not care if they figure out how to get rid of Mueller and end the investigation tomorrow. Not end it. Turn the direction against the FBI, James Clapper, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, John Podesta, George Soros, Susan Rice. Susan Rice went everywhere and lied to the American people. This is the same setup. When Donald Trump sent out the wiretapping, we have paralleled and showed you something this morning. When Benghazi happened and our ambassador, Christopher Stevens, and there was a total of 4 Americans were killed, and Hillary Clinton is responsible for their death today by not responding with help for them, our ambassador in Benghazi, they immediately, and the media was welcome to have her. They were complicit, folks. You go to court, they're complicit. They're accessories to the crime. They're accessories to the treason against our country. That's what they are. So Susan Rice went everywhere and had the setup of the umbrella of the lie she told. When Donald Trump tweeted out that Trump Tower was that he was wiretapped, somehow somebody has the power to get all of the media, including Charles Krauthammer, and everybody calling him ridiculous, all right, and in a fantasy. Everybody knew within 24 hours how to go after Donald Trump, no matter if it was Fox, NBC, whoever it was. They know how to do it every time. So Mueller has to go, and I don't care if MSNBC and Morning Joe and Minka sighs for 2 hours or 3 hours for a whole week, and they do polling, and they say that let me tell you, if they would stop his direction and get somebody to actually go after George Soros, all right, Podesta, the list goes on, you know the list, all right, Clapper, Comey, all of them, every last one of them, Donald Trump's poll numbers will go through the roof, and they know it on TV. They know his poll numbers will go through the roof. They'll lie to you and tell you he's down to 10%. I'm your host, BKB. It's 9 o'clock. I promise you, I'm going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to do about 20 minutes of, this is just the way I see it in Fannin County. That's what I'm going to do, just the way I see it. You might hey, Sam, while we're on break, would you like to continue? I'm out of apple butter. Would you like to continue to get in my good graces for throwing something at me today? Is there a chance? So you're saying there's a chance? I'm your host. We'll be back right after this.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Broken Bull, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bull, located in downtown Blue Ridge. Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels. Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge. Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge. The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
All right, we're back. I was in the middle of something, putting apple butter on my bread. Hey, Sam, you know, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. It's 9:06. You can call 706-889-9700. You can text 706-889-9700. You can send an email to chief@fetchernews.com. You can follow on Twitter at FetcherNews. You can follow on Twitter at FYNTV. You can do all that. Now, fortunately, I'm in a room. No, fortunately, Sam's saying fortunately for her, but fortunately for me, I'm in a room by myself. And there is a barrier between us that they cannot throw things this way. And it is the one true safety mechanism I have. So what I'm about to do, or what I'm about to say, I'm glad I have a wall to where, you know, I don't have any projectiles flying at me. Hey, Sam, call Searce and place an order for me. Yeah, place an order. Call Searce. Tell Searce up there at Blue Ridge, I need apple bread. Take a list. Write this down. I need apple bread. Don't get me any of that hard cider. Could you see me on that? Woo! No. I hear it's great. I'm
going to mix it in with the bottle of the plain apple cider that's in the fridge and just not tell you. We're just going to spike the punch.
Oh, now I have to be cautious. I got to be cautious on everything. It's like going to the party and not knowing. All right, okay. But yeah, call Searce. Tell them I need apple cider donuts ASAP. Hey, it's getting close to October. The leaves are changing. It's apples in North Georgia here. Okay, now Fannin County, I want to make a couple comments, all right? We're going to stay focused here for a minute. I'm going to make a couple comments. It really is not my intent to upset anybody, but I do want to give my opinion on some things. Now, regardless of when I go to Fannin County Board of Commissioners meetings, let me start with Board of Commissioners, okay? When I go to Fannin County Board of Commissioners meetings, or any government meeting for that matter, I just go there and I do not look at the people on the council. I don't. Or commissioners. I look at the seats that belong to the citizens that you have elected to represent you in their matters. That's that simple. So yes, when you're doing rural county news is tough. You can write state news, You could write it all day long. It's not like you're just going to bump into most of these people in the grocery store. So, you know, if you're at the AJC or anywhere like that and you want to rip the governor or you want to yell at this one or say the transportation secretary, this, that, you want to do all that, it's pretty good because you're not really like bumping into them at the baseball game. Not, you know, it's not all the time. National news is real easy, you know. I'm for sure that James Clapper, I'm just not going to bump into him over, you know, in aisle 7 of the grocery store. But when you do local rural news, it's tough because you do like the people. You really, seriously, you get used to the people. They're nice. You like them. You don't dislike these people. You don't go into these meetings with an agenda to sit down and say, well, I don't like that commissioner. I don't like that commissioner. Okay? You do. I don't like that council member. I don't like that council member. All right? It's tough. Because you're going to run into their kids and you're going to run into their families and you're going to run into them at the store and so on and so forth. All right? And they're going to know that you made these comments or those comments. So where it comes to, I've always been clear, I will not deny friendship with certain people. That's where I live. I mean, I just will not deny that, yeah, there's some people that are my friends. So I'll be upfront about that. So any of the other media outlets, you know, not just Fannin County, that, you know, tries to portray that they don't have friendships in the community and they are non-biased in any way whatsoever, they're looking at you, and I guess we'll roll with my favorite word today, they're lying to you. I have some friendships, but that has never stopped me, okay, from looking in to the truth. I give everybody a chance. People come up and say, this guy's a bad guy, this lady's a bad guy. They're not a bad guy or a bad lady just by telling me that, or a bad person just by telling me that. They're not. I mean, it's not. There was a time several years ago where I didn't realize some things. I had heard some things, but I didn't realize some things. And I really got along with the chief of police of Blue Ridge, Johnny Searce. There was a time where I got along with him. Okay? You know, I didn't just determine I don't like this guy anymore. Bottom line. So let me get to the point of Fannin County Board of Commissioners, where I'm going. Now, Stan Helton was elected in after the previous administration, and Stan Helton has Earl Johnson and Larry Joe Sosby as post commissioners. And yesterday, Fannin County, and I want you to go to Fannin County Fetch Your News and click on News. Click on News on Fetch Your News. Click on Fannin County, then click on News, and start going through there. And Stan Helton, the chairman, held in my time, the first all-day budget workshop, Fannin County budget workshop. And it lasted from 9 to 5 all day long. And they brought in department heads, all the department heads. They had the department heads explain, okay? Had the department heads explain why they needed their budget. In fact, the road department has cut their budget enormously. An enormous cut to their budget. You will see the detail in Natalie Kissel's article on FetchYourNews.com when it comes out. She's working on it now. But you'll see an enormous cut in that department alone. And you're going to see a very bold quote from Chairman Stan Helton about the road department and how they were able to cut it. So that's number one, a budget workshop all day long. I have never, that has not been done since Fetch Your News has been in business, period, 7 years. The budgets in the past have been sent up, approved, and done. Very little, if any, explanation. No time in advance for citizens to see or hear. No time in advance for citizens to see the budget in front of them, the proposed budget. And they worked all day long, doing everywhere they could to maintain services. It's my understanding, maintain services, keep what they have to do to get things done, and also cutting the budget and finding out why the budget is what it is in certain areas of the county. So I want to give, we'll wait for the outcome, but I want to give the chairman, Stan Helton, my sincere appreciation for the transparency of the taxpayer, being a good steward of the taxpayer's money and showing the taxpayer their budget for the year of operating their county. I just don't say that. Well, hey, some people might not like that I said it. I got to say it. I've been waiting on that. Now, let's move along to the next thing. The city of Blue Ridge. And let's start with the city council and the mayor's race, okay? Now, I want to make sure that you don't, I tell everybody all the time, don't hear something I don't say. All right, Sam will tell you all the time, when I sit down with the group or sit down in a meeting, I'll say, don't hear something I don't say. So if I don't, listen close on how I put this out. And I know sometimes I don't articulate things well. I understand that there needs to be a better parking in downtown Blue Ridge. And I may have said this myself in the past, and if I have, I'm going to want to say retract it. I want to stay away from this. Blue Ridge does not have a parking crisis, because crisis is a big word, and I want to be careful. That's not a crisis, okay? Blue Ridge does have a parking issue, all right? It does. It is hard sometimes to find a parking space that is, close to where you want to be in the city of Blue Ridge. That is true. And they need to resolve their parking issues so they can grow in the future, all right? But, I hear parking. And, parking is a direct effect. And this is where I think when I get done, I don't know how many people are going to like me. But the parking issue in Blue Ridge is a direct effect for the business owners, which I support. Don't hear something I'm not saying. It's a direct effect for the business owners and, for the most part, the visitors. Okay? That's the bottom line. The business owners in downtown and the people that visit the city. The actual residents of Blue Ridge, I support the business owners. I was at Blues and Barbecue for 8 hours. I'll be at Light Up Blue Ridge. I love all that stuff. I support it. We support it here. I'll be at Paul's in the Park. Sassafras will be on our leash going down the parade. We support it all. But the reality is, I don't really like the parking in the mode of crisis and it coming up such in a high level, myself, on a high level of campaign issues. I'm sorry. Just, it doesn't for me. I understand it. But the residents of Blue Ridge, that's not their direct effect. The voters, the residents, the people that live there, the people that go to work in the morning and go back in their driveway at night, those people, that's not exactly the direct effect on them. And recently, and I'll tell you where I'm going with this. Sources tell me, and I cannot reveal the sources in fact, because sometimes it gets dangerous. And I have to be candid, it gets dangerous to reveal the sources. I mean, when you get phone calls from me saying, hey, can you drive through the city of Blue Ridge? I'm really serious, okay? And I hate to go to the level of danger, all right? But in my opinion, because God knows their attorneys got their legal pads out taking notes, in my opinion, they violated Patrick Crane's civil rights. They harassed Patrick Crane because he was a part of exposing something on my words that I put together, the Fannin cartel. Patrick Crane is involved or came out publicly and exposed members of the concerned citizens of Blue Ridge. Okay? All right? All right. Now, he exposed that. And in his words, he alleges that it's Councilwoman Angie Arp, Councilwoman Angie Arp, Chief of Police Johnny Searce, Steve Setzer over at the drive-in, and Mark Tomlinson, former publisher of the Fannin Focus. Well, he ended up getting arrested. Okay? So, the city of Blue Ridge, and I'm going to say this, and this is you know, the accusations, I want to say, are alleged. Okay, some of these accusations they're alleged. Don't have all the I's dotted and T's crossed. But if you are from Blue Ridge, you know what I'm talking about. If you are from Blue Ridge, you know the truth. All right? There are some very good, and what's going to come out this week, and we want to make sure, there's some very good business establishments that sell alcohol, package stores, sell alcohol, that serve alcohol, that follow the state laws. So I want to be positive about that. They follow the state laws, and they serve over 21. They card you, everything. So this is not a direct reflection on every establishment in the city limits of Blue Ridge. But you're going to get their charges are coming. Charges. That's the quote that's been said to me. Charges are coming. Charges are being put together now for what I understand to be five different places. Now, sources tell me that the Blue Ridge City Police, I want to look right in the camera and tell you, every time I say Blue Ridge City Police, I don't know every officer in the city of Blue Ridge. For sure there's some good officers in that department. So I'm not singling any of them out. I don't know you directly. And we are pro-law enforcement here in our organization. But let me tell you what we're not. We're not supporting, allegedly, okay, allegedly, we're not supporting illicit, illegal activities within the city limits of Blue Ridge. We will not. Period. Won't do it. Okay? Because supposedly there's been that sources say that Chief Johnny Searce has been talked to about possible underage drinking and purchasing alcohol within the city limits. Supposedly. Supposedly, the sources got tired of asking the chief of police or talking to him, that's supposedly, and went to the sheriff of the county. Now, when you ask the questions, there's going to be a full report. The sheriff has the right to do this. Some people are going to come up, well, that's Johnny Searce's jurisdiction, the city of Blue Ridge. What right does the sheriff have to do this? He has every right. They will show you they have every right at any time to do what they did. And they did what they did last week, a sting. They went through and purchased, there was purchase of alcohol at stores, and there was a request to buy alcohol at some establishments. And that they did a sting operation that will result, my understanding, in 5 locations where they're putting the charges together now. I'm going to look at the camera. I'm going to ask you, Johnny, if you're watching, why the hell didn't you do it? Why? Why didn't you go through that city and run that sting operation? Are you going to look back at us and say you weren't aware of any of it? Now, here's another thing. I keep saying sources, and the only reason I do that is because, folks, it's not fair to put some people's names out, but I know of what I speak. it's very well known that Mr. Searce is going door to door, maybe on the taxpayer's dime, as the chief of police. And by the way, Mr. Searce, I sure hope you're not wearing the uniform when you walk in these doors. I just hope you're not. I hope you're not even wearing a shirt with the emblem that says chief of police. Period. Okay? I hope you're not. That's right. That's a violation. So the chief of police, hopefully on his own personal time, he's going door to door and campaigning against the mayor. Okay? Now that's up to you. Do you want to vote for the mayor or not? Now I'm going to get to something here in a minute. You want to vote for the mayor or not? I mean, Mayor Donald Whitener, or you want to vote for Mayor Doyle Brendan, candidate Doyle Brendan for mayor, whoever you want to vote for. But he is campaigning against. All right? Now, in one of the establishments, all right, that is going to, should be getting charges. I got to wait till the charges come out, but I was confirmed it was the establishment, is the borough. The borough is owned by Doyle Brendan. Doyle Brendan wants to be your mayor. All right? Now, I'm not implying anything. I'm just saying yesterday there's a lot of smoke. So Doyle Brendan wants to be your mayor. I went and talked to Mr. Brendan. Seems like a nice guy. But I also know that he gave, I'm going to bring the paperwork, he gave $1,000+ in campaign donations to Johnny Searce when Johnny ran for sheriff. When Johnny ran for sheriff, he gave over $1,000+ in campaign donations. Now, I was said that it looks like people are running in groups. Now, I'm not here this morning making any comments looking for who's going to call and thank me after this show. I don't give a damn, okay? But, it looks like, you could go and look in yards, okay? You can look in the yards, and you can see a Ken Gaddis sign, and you can see several with a Ken Gaddis. Now, this is the homeowners deciding, and you can see a Donna Whitener sign, you can see a Rhonda Thomas sign, and Robbie Cornelia sign, and you can see these signs all together in one yard. And then you go to another yard, you can see an Angelina Powell, an Angie Art. You can start seeing some Brendan Doyle. You see some other signs together. Okay? I'm just saying. Look, I'm okay when I read posts about a possibility of a city park pool. I'm okay with that. I like that. I love the memories of being 10 years old and going to the city pool. And I've always been in favor of a good city pool for the community. I always have. I've always supported that. Because I'd rather see the kids over at a good city pool. I'd rather spend $500,000. I know you don't believe that. As a conservative I am, maybe discussing spending some money. But I'd rather see the kids, the 10-year-olds. I'd like to see the bicycles riding to the pool, the 10-year-olds, the 12-year-olds, the 8-year-olds, the moms with the kids and the kiddie pool, the whole 9 yards during the summer. I like seeing that, opposed to seeing these kids get strung out on drugs. All right? So I'll always support a good city pool to have an activity in the summer for our kids. Always will. But you know what? I don't want to hear about the damn park. I don't want to hear just put a damn swing set downtown. I know more about that park, how long it took, how much money was wasted, how much money had to be given back in grant money, $60,000 back. I don't want to hear about the park. I don't want to hear a single candidate go through Blue Ridge and champion that they put a slide in the center of Blue Ridge. You know what? I don't. I want to hear about the future of our children in this city of Blue Ridge. What's the future for these children? No. We're going to talk, oh, we put a park in. Okay, great. That was a real fiasco, putting that damn park in a slide. And monkey bars, they don't have monkey bars anymore. Or parking. What about the future of our kids? Let me tell you something. I want a city council that will commit, okay, that will commit to cleaning up anything that comes close to illicit, illegal activity in that city that will hurt our children. Period. And anybody attached to that or anybody close to it, now I don't know, there needs to be an investigation, so I'm not calling out. They need to come out of that city immediately. We don't need to be known in the city as a possible underage drinking. I mean, I want to thank the sheriff's office for doing it. I want to thank it. Because when you reach 21, if you legally want to walk in and consume alcohol, that's your business. That's fine. Okay? There's state laws. All right? But I want any illicit, criminal, drug, any activity cleaned up in that city. Period. I spoke to a friend yesterday afternoon. I stopped, talked to a friend, and we were talking about some stuff in downtown, and this is not Fannin County. I stand on the sideline of high school football. I watch these kids every Friday night. And I think some of you out there know that. There's not a high school baseball game, basketball games, football games. I drag myself to them all the time because I love these kids. You can call me anything you want. I stood on the sideline last year and watched this running back. And I ain't going to mention the county. You probably know where it's at. It's right here in North Georgia. I watched this running back all year long, and man, this kid just cranked up the yards, and he was one of the driving forces, this young man, such a strong player, and the reason this team went to postseason and won. This kid was awesome as a running back. I think he's doing time for heroin right now. Just graduated last year. I think he's doing time for heroin. All right? All I'm saying is, yes, we have a parking problem in Blue Ridge. Yes, we do. Yes, you put a park downtown with a sliding board. Yes. We've got infrastructure issues. Let me tell you what we need to do. We need to clean the illegal, okay, crime, drugs, no matter what it is, out of the city of Blue Ridge. And I'm sorry if I said something today you don't like, but I'm tired of it. And I'm not okay with it. And I'm not okay with the Fannin cartel. And I'm not okay with them violating people's rights and putting Patrick Crane in jail because he exposed them. I'm not okay with it. Oh, by the way, Johnny, did I say that I hope you're not campaigning with your uniform on or even an emblem on your shirt? If I didn't, I want to remind you. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back after these brief messages, and we'll wrap up with a couple more things we have for you.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
Hi, I'm Casey McGraw, the General Manager of Schottenkirk Ford. We're going to start doing something here at Schottenkirk that we're really excited about. You may have already noticed our Facebook page, the new edition of the 360-degree videos. This allows the user to control the video in virtual reality and see it from any angle you choose, simply by moving your device or scrolling with your finger or your mouse. At Schottenkirk, we've decided to take this groundbreaking technology and apply it to the car shopping experience. Now, if you're interested in a new truck, a family car, or a brand new convertible Mustang, you can simply log on to our Facebook page or our YouTube page and see it for yourself in full HD 360-degree detail. Or contact one of our sales associates who will send you the link directly. If you like what you see and want to take it for a test drive, simply stop on by and take it for a spin. At Schottenkirk Ford, we're committed to not only keep up with new market technology, but we strive to be innovators, while always keeping your comfort and convenience as our #1 priority. So follow us on Facebook, check out our new 360 VR videos, and let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
Hey, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Hey, Sam, what did Messier say when you called and placed that order?
I didn't call them. You were just talking about RNA. You can't be doing that to both of them at the same time.
Yeah, I can. I want Messier because I tell them I'm coming up there. I'll do a pickup. I'll do a pick. Tell them I want apple, but no hard cider, apple butter. Tell them I want apple cider donuts. Tell them I'm coming up and make a pickup. Get me a to-go order up there at Messier's Orchards in Blue Ridge. Okay, treason. I was just thinking about this, treason. We just don't use that word enough anymore, do we? We just don't. Treason, a crime of betraying one's country. Thank God we left Gitmo open, right? Guantanamo Bay. Wouldn't you just love to see Soros and Podesta and Hillary and all of them down there in Gitmo? A crime of betraying one's country, especially by attempting to kill the sovereign or overthrow the government. An act of betraying someone or something. Treason, I say, treason. Okay, now, I was not here yesterday, and let me just, I was not here yesterday. I've got a closing statement I'm going to make. But before we do, I did not get an opportunity to bring... I did not get an opportunity to actually discuss. I had it here a minute ago. Where's it at? Oh, here it is. The UN speech by Donald Trump. I didn't get a chance to do that yesterday, okay? And so the UN speech of Donald Trump hit on all the marks. And take all this stuff down there, please. Hit on all the marks. And we have, okay, we have watched the exit of Bannon, and the list goes on. And we've talked about who is surrounding the president now. Okay? Who's surrounding the president now? And I was wondering, who was the Jew that wrote that speech? I mean, I watched the speech, every word, and I'm thinking that had to be written by a Jew. Who is the Jew that wrote that speech? Now, some of you are offended at this time, okay? Some of you are highly offended, okay? This is a website, a Jewish website in Israel, all right? And the article's title is actually "The Jew Who Wrote Trump's Speech." Stephen Miller writes Trump's UN speech detailing almost biblical view of independent nations. In 30 years of experience with the United Nations, I never heard a braver or clearer speech, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said Tuesday regarding U.S. President Donald Trump's maiden speech at the United States General Assembly. That's the name of the article. Stephen Miller is the Jew who wrote the speech. That's on an Israeli website. Now, socialism, there's so many things, and I could go through this. They have counted how many times Trump said sovereign nation. They counted that. He called him Rocket Man, said he was going to clean him off the face of the earth, right? He talked about Russia. He talked about Iran being the worst deal. This is so many things about everything he said. I remember, I think it was Monday. I think Monday on the show, I said, let's see who shows up at the UN. This is big. This is not who shows up at the G8. This is not who shows up at the G10 or whatever they are. This is not at any foreign council meeting. This UN speech. Let's see if he goes and says he's a citizen of the world or president of the United States of America. I said that Monday right here. Let's watch this. This will be a tell-all, or tell most of all where it comes to Trump, because you never know where he's at. All right? Now, do you want me to believe that he told Stephen Miller, the Jew, it's on the article, quit telling me, it's on the article, the Jew who wrote the, you think he told the Jew who wrote Trump's speech to write it, load it on a teleprompter, and I'll read it, and then I've got to go? I don't think so. So, let's play the socialism clip that has had the UN speechless. They were in awe over this one.
And prosperity for all of our people and all of our neighbors. I ask every country represented here today to be prepared to do more to address this very real crisis. We call for the full restoration of democracy and political freedoms in Venezuela. The problem in Venezuela is not that socialism has been poorly implemented, but that socialism has been faithfully implemented. From the Soviet Union to Cuba to Venezuela, wherever true socialism or communism has been adopted, it has delivered anguish and devastation and failure. Those who preach the tenets of these discredited ideologies only contribute to the continued suffering of the people who live under these cruel systems. America stands with every person living under a brutal regime. Our respect for sovereignty is also a call.
Sovereignty. Socialism doesn't work, folks. Wonder what happened to Bernie Sanders. I wonder how that played in Europe. Huh? How'd that play in Europe? Socialism doesn't work. Anywhere socialism or communism has been put in place. Communism, socialism, they failed. Fully implemented. That did not play well. The UN speech did not play well. Now, yesterday, they dug up Madeleine Albright. And I wish I would have wrote down what I heard her saying on MSNBC about 8:30 yesterday morning as I was driving up the road to Blairsville. I wish I would have wrote that down, but they dug up. I thought it was funny. They dug up the person, Madeleine Albright, that brought us the worst deal through an administration with North Korea. That Bill Clinton came out and bragged that we had this. It was good for the whole world. This new nuclear deal with North Korea was good for everybody in the world. So they dug up Madeleine Albright, the State Department mother of the big problem there in North Korea, normalizing relations with them. And then they dug up John Kerry, fresh off his bicycle ride through the south of France. They dug him up, and he, the guy that gave us the worst deal with Iran you could ever possibly have. So they dug those two up to take on Trump yesterday. I'm going to tell you what happened. You're not hearing a lot. They're not going over the top. They're cautious on the UN speech. And I'll tell you why. I know what you're saying. Well, no, I was watching so-and-so, and they were calling Trump this and calling Trump that, and what a dark speech it is. But they're not going over the top because the speech played well in America. And they know that. They know average Americans out here in the heartland agreed with Trump at the UN. All right? Agreed with it. So they're not playing that. But the hurricane, here is the thing that they're trying to do. I want to give you one polling number before we close today. MSNBC, manipulating as always, okay, they came up, my computer's freezing up. And when's the last time you heard that? Is Lonnie over there, has he got 10 pages open? Sam's got 10 pages open. Everybody's got, that's why the last hour. But it's called the 70-30 split, folks. And the 70-30 split, and MSNBC put up a poll that 70% of America agreed with President Trump cutting a deal with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer for the hurricane relief package in Texas, Houston, and the debt ceiling. And they said 70% agreed with that. Trying to prove that every time, it's called the 70-30 split, every time they tell you that Donald Trump only has a 30% approval rating, those are the 30%. They call it the 30-70 split. My computer's freezing up. I wanted to do one more story before I close today. Tomorrow's Friday, right? I'm just getting my bearings straight. Tomorrow's Friday, so we'll be at Sycamore Crossing tomorrow. We will be at Sycamore Crossing in downtown Blue Ridge. We are going to have candidates show up. We have invited. I personally went and invited Doyle Brendan, candidate for mayor, to show up and tell him he was invited to come. So maybe he will. He was invited to come and present to you his campaign and why he wants to be mayor. I've invited every candidate, folks, on Friday. If you don't see Councilwoman Angie Art, I asked candidate Angelina Powell just last week. to come to the show. She will not confirm or deny whether she will. Okay? All candidates have been invited. If you're watching today and you're a candidate, get in touch with us. You are invited to come and do an open interview and give your position on your campaign. If you've watched the others, I will ask 1 or 2 questions, but in the overall, you get to come and give your position on the campaign. We'll be at Sycamore Crossing. That's tomorrow. Now, October, the first Friday in October, we'll be back over at Blue Jeans. Sooner or later, I'm going to get to the tab I want to open, and I want to play something. I want to not play something, but I want to see a story that I'm looking for. So tomorrow, Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley. Now, I don't have time to go through these, but there's some really good stories right now. Lou Dobbs goes off about corrupt Mueller. I don't sit and encourage a lot of people to watch other shows all the time, but every once in a while I got to take my hat off. But to him, Lou Dobbs, I got to give a shout out to him. I think if you get a chance, it's a great show to watch. And Lou Dobbs really takes on the corruption of Mueller on Fox Business. In fact, Fox Business is better to watch actually than Fox News itself. If you really want to get, they still have some conservative things happening over there, and I'm kind of concerned on why, wondering why the Murdochs haven't stopped that. Update. Put America First rally Sunday in St. Louis with Steve Bannon is sold out. Put America First rally with Steve Bannon is sold out. Breitbart.com chairman and former White House strategist Steve Bannon will headline the Put America First rally September 24th, 2017 in St. Louis, Missouri. The Put America First rally will start at 3 p.m. at the Marriott St. Louis Airport. The rally has been sold out. When I talked earlier about the X's and O's and Trump, folks, I'd love to have a big whiteboard and put some of these things up. I'd like to get a whole wall and just walk back and forth to show you some things here. But the X's and O's on why President Trump endorsed Luther Strange in Alabama and why Breitbart Steve Bannon, that is fighting the battle from the outside, has endorsed Roy Moore. It is an interesting X's and O of what the Republicans, well, what the president is doing to Republicans right now. You may think that's a positive, but he's still doing something to Republicans. Lindsey Graham is setting the Republicans up for another fall because if they pass what's on the table, it will be a disaster. It will be revealed what it is. And the Democrats will go around and campaign how people lost their health care on Obamacare to something Lindsey Graham put together haphazardly that won't work. Watch and see. Or if it's set up to fail. The Republicans have been set up to fail on this all the way around. Now, tonight I'm going to be down in Pickens County. Last night, I want to apologize. We do upload our sports shows on demand. So you go to fyntv.com and you're getting used to that, and you can watch all of our sports shows on demand. We do a Monday night show, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday I was up there with Brian Allison, head coach of the Union Panthers. Tuesday I was down here with head coach Casey Wingard of the Gilmer Bobcats. Last night we were up in Fannin. All right, we're up in Fannin last night with Jim Pavo, head coach of the Fannin Rebels. And tonight we'll be down at Johnny's New York Style Pizza. Johnny's New York Style Pizza tonight with Coach Parker and the Pickens Dragons. I forgot I should make this mention. follow us on Team FYN Sports. Go to our Facebook page, Team FYN Sports. Like our page. All right? We're broadcasting our sports shows live every night at 7 on Facebook Live with Team FYN Sports page. Then we are putting them on FYNTV.com as we're putting them on FYNTV.com as on demand. So you can always go check the shows out there. Friday night, I'm going to be, Friday night, Fannin Rebels, we'll talk about it again tomorrow, but Fannin Rebels tomorrow night are going to head over to North Hall, play the North Hall Trojans. Gilmer Bobcats are hosting Heritage, and today is the homecoming parade. Got to remember that. It's the homecoming parade and the bonfire, because it is homecoming tomorrow night for the Gilmer Bobcats. They will be hosting Heritage. Pickens has a bye week, and Union Panthers, I don't know who the Murphy Bulldogs have. I should have got with Sean. I didn't write that down. I apologize, Murphy Bulldogs. I really do. I don't know who you have this week, but Sean Paul will definitely be on the sideline covering it. And the Union Panthers, our Team FYN Sports Game of the Week will be the Union Panthers hosting GAC. For some of you out there, that's greater.
Murphy plays Robinsonville.
Robbinsville? Yeah. All right, so are they home? That's the second trick. You didn't know I'd ask that. Oh, you thought you were really sharp there, didn't you? Are they on the road?
It's a home conference game.
Murphy has a home conference. All right, so the Murphy Bulldogs have a home conference game. Sean will be all over that against Robbinsville. But our FYN... Our Team FYN Sports Game of the Week will be the Union Panthers GAC, Greater Atlanta Christian. I'm going to go watch that game. I got several I want to watch. I want to watch Northwest Whitfield this year. That quarterback and that running back, I want to watch them. I got several games I want to see. I think I'm going to see Northwest Whitfield play Pickens. But anyhow, starting Monday at 8:30, we're going to be doing 30 minutes called Monday Morning Quarterback. We're in region play. So this Monday morning, we will open up. We will open up with the show. We'll do a morning monologue. We'll do everything like we always do. And then after that, we'll come back from break. And from 8:30 to 9 is going to be Monday Morning Quarterback, high school football. And then from 9 to 10, whatever the news of the day is. But that's going to start Monday because we're in region play. And I can't wait for that. I'm your host, BKP. North Georgia's only live online morning show. I'm trying to think of where I have to go. You know, I always think of what I have to do next. And, almost done with the show, and I'm trying to think where I have to go. Let me tell you what's not funny. Somebody called me yesterday. They said, hey, you want to have lunch? I said, yeah, sure, we'll have lunch. You want to make it 11:45? I said, 11:45 is good. Yeah, we'll make it 11:45, so you'll be there at 12:10. That's what was said to me. You believe that, Sam? Forget it. Just forget it. What, you on the phones ordering my apple bread? Folks, I want you to read this article, Extraordinary and Worrisome. Wall Street Journal demands it's on Zero Hedge. Read the article, please. Why they are lying, it's a detailed. The warrants' timing may also shed light on the FBI's relationship with the infamous Steele dossier. The widely discredited dossier claimed ties between Russia and Trump campaign was commissioned by left-leaning research firm Fusion GPS and developed by British spy Christopher Steele, who relied on Russian sources. But the Washington Post and others reported Mr. Steele was familiar to the FBI. Please read this. The FISA court sets high bar for warrants on U.S. citizens and presumably even higher for wiretapping a presidential campaign. Did Mr. Comey, FBI, marshal the Steele dossier to persuade the court? I want you to read that article. It's a good one. I read that in depth this morning. They're lying, folks. They're lying. It's treason, and we need to get rid of Mueller, and we need to change the direction of the investigation immediately. Have a nice day. I'll be back. Sycamore Crossing. Ask the Doc. Wait a minute. I can't. We got to Ask the Doc tomorrow with Dr. William Whaley. And what do we have? Pet of the Week. I knew Sam would wake up for that one. Pet of the Week tomorrow. We'll see you. Take us out here, Richie.